there's the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and they got a big $1 million donation recently. Had a chance to catch up with the commissioner of baseball about that.
It really is an unbelievable museum, really educational. I learned a lot about the players, tremendous amount about the quality of play, and most interesting to me was sort of the social network that grew up around the Negro Leagues in terms of hotels and restaurants, and how those institutions helped change America as well. One of the most important chapters in our history related to the large desegregation of the United States. The roots of that movement began in the Negro Leagues, continued on through Jackie Robinson, and ultimately the opening of Major League Baseball. The next generation is our biggest challenge. We need to make sure that we pass baseball on to the next generation with the same passion that we hold it. And I think youth participation, diversity, the use of technology are all really important parts of that overall effort.
Right now is the optimal time to re-engage our young people with more of the history that is behind the scenes and part of the fabric of our game. So we think the timing's right. We think a lot of kids will become even more interested in the game, whether it's playing or just as a fan, the more they learn about kind of what the game's history is, because oftentimes it gets missed, oftentimes it's not offered in the mainstream, but having an opportunity to make a contribution to the extent that we are, we believe will help move it into the mainstream conversation and help the game move forward.
If you want to encourage young African Americans to play our game, I think it's crucial to provide those young people with an opportunity to understand how the Negro Leagues fit into the history of our game and the history of the United States.
Well, we love that place, and it was so good to have the commissioner and the head of the Players Association, Tony Clark, there last month for that $1 million joint donation. And that conversation with those two gentlemen was last month. Seems like all of this, we're seeing all of these efforts come together at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Bob Kendrick has to be very excited about the national exposure the museum has received, and now with the Urban Youth Academy ready to come online later this year, a lot of really good things going on at 18th and Vine.
Yeah, that $1 million donation was huge, and Bob said somebody was already asking him right after that, what's next? And he said, let me enjoy it for a little bit.